Clearly, obviously, a lot of people are looking forward to the PlayStation 5 Pro, and people really kind of take the chance and look at anything with PlayStation and look for some kind of possible negative. And I always dislike that. I dislike that about Xbox too. It's like these companies do mess up, and they are. It is worthwhile saying, hey, they screwed up here with this or that. But at the same point in time, when you look at some of these things, it's always makes sense to me anyway to go out there and say, give them the benefit of the doubt. Honestly, that's what you hope for anyway. I hope that that's the case. And when you kind of look at how things are happening right now, I'm not sure exactly what these companies can do to sort of change that perception. Now, the PS5 is interesting because we have these alignments with like where the console sales are between the PS5 and the PS4 at the same point in time, and in some places PS5 is ahead of PS4, and some places it's not quite there. And people look at this and then they look at Xbox selling extremely piss poor, and they go, "Oh well, console gaming's dying." Well, let me point out a couple of things real quick. The Switch is absolutely dominating, and it is in this weird situation where the Switch is actually about to probably break the all-time record for consoles sold, which was held by the PS2 for a very, very, very long time. So we're seeing record stuff coming from Nintendo, and then we look over and we see that the PS5 is basically about where the PS4 is, maybe a little bit behind, but you also have to remember the PS4 had the PS4 Pro within 3 years of launch, and it looks like the PS5 Pro is going to be at year 4. So I think that's a little bit of the difference. I think we're going to be able to see the Pro kind of push that sales over the top. That's why probably we're seeing a little bit of under track here. I think a lot of people, the hardcore people, are going to be going to be very, very interested to see how people kind of adopt that. I think it's going to be a big selling thing this year. I know, listen, there's not a huge release this year for the PS5, but I still think that the ability to play a lot of these games best on the Pro is going to be a big selling point. For that. So, yeah, that's definitely something that we could see before too long. I'm excited to see things kind of move forward a little bit, but keep that in mind as we kind of go forward, that honestly, we could definitely see a situation where that happens. And listen, that's good for the industry. Like, you might be pissed off, or you might be thinking, oh well, that who cares, right? But honestly, if that was an Xbox even, right, and they had an Xbox Pro or whatever, I would hope that would sell extremely well, because that's good for the industry. You want to see console gaming do well. You want to see it do good things so that we continue to get the things that we love in the future. And that's just the God's honest truth when it comes down to it. You got to be able to kind of get these things to where we can actually get some great things from this. And so for me personally, I'm looking at this and I'm going, Xbox has really kind of dropped the ball a little bit with what they're doing, but Sony, even though they don't have any games, people really trust them. That's a really trusted brand, and honestly, can you blame people for trusting them? I think at this point, we go out and we look at what they've been able to kind of accomplish, and they've really accomplished quite a lot over the years, yeah, they've struggled some generations, in my opinion anyway, with with being able to get like exclusive games out or whatever, but they really kind of pull it together at particular points in time. So we'll see if they can continue to kind of do that in the future. But yeah, could you imagine a PS5 Pro launch kind of pushing them into the stratosphere? I think that would be really cool, really good for gaming as well, as gaming really just kind of looks to be in this little rut right now, and I hate seeing it in a rut because, like as an Xbox fan, I really want to see things pushed, to a new stratosphere, and that can only happen if they continue to kind of push things in that direction. So, we'll see what happens. I absolutely love the fact that Microsoft continues to try, at least from from the looks of it. Maybe they're trying. I don't know. But PlayStation, on the other hand, we're gonna have to wait and see if they can nail the launch of this thing. You know, if they can show off the things that are rumored. Which again, if you haven't watched any of my videos, there's a handful of rumored titles that they're gonna show off. One of them being GTA 6, one of them being Ghost of Tsushima 2, one of them being the Uncharted remake, and you know, that could be huge for them. You know, that could be absolutely huge for them. The other thing possibly being the other Naughty Dog game, the new IP, or The Last of Us 3. So, you know, again, things are always kind of changing. Things are always kind of evolving. We'll see how that kind of happens in the future. But yeah, that could put it way ahead of the PS4, and the PS4 ended up doing like 120 million. So you could easily see the PS5 with the PS5 Pro doing 125, 130 million. That's a lot of units, right? And then so when you look at the Xbox and and that's kind of one of the things that we kind of look at as gamers. You know, when you look at the future of what's happening, I think that's what we need. We need that kind of shot in the arm. You know, listen, I think the Switch is great. I've actually found new life in this thing. Like, I had a Switch for a very long time. I hadn't played it for years. I couldn't find it. I got a good deal on a OLED one. Picked it up. You know, I had a lot of digital games, so I just downloaded my games again, and boom, you know, I'm actually having kind of fun with this thing, and I think it's great, and I'm excited for the Switch 2 or whatever. I think that's going to be a huge shot in the arm as well, going forward, and we'll see if, you know, gaming can continue to kind of grow from that. So, you know, again, anything can happen, but there are a lot of huge changes going on in the industry right now, and I think Sony probably is in a little bit better position than Microsoft with this. So, you know, we'll see if they can actually go out there and kind of change some things around. You know, I like to see, you know, I like what I'm seeing from Sony. You know, like, I think they made some mistakes with the double down on the games as a service. Concord looks like absolute trash, by the way. You know, but at the same time, you know, I think that they will definitely have, you know, the big single player games that are going to kind of push people to the platform, and that's what Sony does best. So, you know, again, I'm excited by it. I'm sure a lot of you guys are excited by it, but what do you guys think about people that kind of look at this and they kind of line up at the PS5 with the PS4 and go, oh, look, it's selling worse, consoles are dead? Like, I don't buy into that nonsense at all. You know, I think it's kind of bullshit when people do that. So I'm kind of curious to hear what everybody else's thoughts are on the subject. Let me know down in the comments below. You guys, if you're watching the content and you enjoy it, please leave a like and possibly consider subscribing. And, you know, just let me know what you guys think. I appreciate it. Have a good day. Rack 'em up. And as always, you know, just let me know what you guys think about the content, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.